Welcome to Spaghetti Launchers, the worldbuilding podcast, where we throw spaghetti at the wall and it is up to you what sticks. I'm Kyle.
Bonjour, mon ami. I am Ethan. Today's episode is all about Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Welcome back. We're back. We took a little bit of a hiatus, during which time I finally finished this amazing game, and we are stoked to be able to talk about it today.
Expedition 33, fantastic world building, interesting story, amazing game. Game of the year, almost surely. The betting odds now have it very high. Almost surely it will be game of the year, and it deserves it because also small studio did it really great. We can glaze it all day long, but we are going to glaze its world building specifically because that's what we are. We're a world building podcast. I don't know if you know that, but we're a world building podcast, not a gaming podcast.
What? We're both.
Oh,
we're whatever we want to be.
That's true. We are an independent podcast.
Don't put me in a box, man.
I put you in a box in the fact that this room is a box. Think about that.
The building is a box too. So it's a box in a box.
Earth is a box, man.
Earth is distinctly not a box.
It's a circular box, man. It's a spherical box.
Yeah, but we're on it. We're not in it.
But are we? The atmosphere is the lid. Anyway, let's get back to the
Jesus Christ.
Expedition 33.
When I'm losing the thread, whoa.
Yeah. All right, so I think it's probably helpful. This is a spoiler-full episode, and this is still a recent-ish property. So if you haven't finished we're going to spoil everything.
Literally everything. So I would just recommend stopping if you care at all.
Yeah, if you care at all. So I think it's important to talk about the premise of this game and that it's like two parts of world building that are really relevant to this discussion. First, you have, and this is for anyone who hasn't played the game, basically, there's a world where there's a paintress who lives on a big monolith across the sea, and every year she paints a number on this big monolith, counting down from 100, and everybody of the age of that number dies that year. And she's counting down, and now she's down to 33, and every year they send an expedition of people who are in that final year to go across the sea and kill her to stop her painting.
It's important to note that the number of the expedition, it also represents all of the oldest people left in the
So
in the
nobody's
world.
over the age of 33.
For Expedition 33, once they leave, it's only people that are 32 and younger.
Yeah.
That's it, that are left.
Yeah.
So there is an impending doom facing the society. This is where you start the game as members of Expedition 33 on your way to go try and kill the paintress.
Yes.
Who you think is behind all of it.
Yes.
As you continue throughout the game, there is an oh shit moment when you realize this world is inside of a magical painting painted by the son of members of a magical painting guild and who have been decimated. Their family has been destroyed. Their lives have been destroyed by a fire in which the son died. This painting, this world that you've been playing in the whole game is all that's left of him. The paintress is the son's mother. The main antagonist you've been playing against is the son's father. One of the members of the party is the Matrix reincarnation of his sister.
Yeah.
There is a painted version of him that's been a friend of yours, and then you discover that he's also got a sister that's kind of been fucking around with things in the background and is sort of like like a looming darkness. She's a great dread character, and your mind is there's this incredible abyss that you fall into when you hit that moment, and you're just like, holy shit! It's spectacular. It is kind of like The Matrix.
Yes. And so
just with French art.
Yeah. It's very French. But anyway, so those are key world building elements that set the stage for this discussion because it's
there's
unique,
two worlds.
Yeah, it's two worlds. It's the in-game world that it's like the in-painting world that you put that the world that you know for the first 2/3 or 3/4 of the game. I think even more than that before you figure out the painting. The painting's pretty far. But then
I see. Yeah, the painting is 2/3. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then there's the latter half of the game, which is you being aware of the meta element that like you are within a fake version of reality,
right? Which is, for my money, I'm not going to say the most beautiful game ever played because that's an absolute. It is the most beautiful game world that I have played in.
Its art is incredible. Its
design is
its
stunning.
music is incredible. Its writing, its characters are incredible. It is gorgeous.
And there's a lot of incongruous stuff. There's a lot of tonal differences in the world, which when you're playing through it, don't make much sense. Like there are these little wooden doll-like creatures named Gestrels that are running around, and they're based off of paintbrushes, and they're speaking this goofy kind of French. And you're like, well, this is very incongruous from the incredible melancholy that we've been dealing with, until you remember or realize, oh, wait a second, this was a kid.
Yeah.
Like a kid painting
painted this. This is a kid's imagination, and then we are adults now in a kid's
imagination.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a really good point. It's like the tonal shift actually makes a lot of sense, because I found it really annoying. I was like, these Gestrels fucking suck. They're so annoying, and they're taking me, like, they feel like I'm having to give
so out of left field.
I have to give them the benefit of the doubt as a studio to be like, okay, I'm sure, like, yeah, okay, whatever, this isn't my thing, but all right. And then you realize, oh no, it's actually perfectly in line with what they're doing, and which makes it a genius move.
And one of the characters, like, you realize is inspired by his dog, probably. Like, Minoko is probably inspired by his dog.
Yeah.
And that's why they're best friends that love to play and wrestle. And it is very, very well self-contained world. It passes the internal cohesion test.
Okay. Verisimilitude?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Okay. I want to discuss the Gommage and the expeditions as a whole.
Brilliant hook.
It's the hook of the game. It's the prologue, which is beautiful. I cried. I wept.
You wept.
Like Alexander. Mm-hmm. It was very beautiful, but the idea is that all the people who are 34 are basically erased from existence, as the French word gommage means to gently exfoliate or erase.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
They turn into rose petals.
Yeah, they dissolve into magical rose petals. That's really fun.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And it's very melancholic in all the ways that you want it to be. The
very
whole
French.
scene, very.
The
game's so French. The Eiffel Tower's in the background.
Macron talked about it.
Yeah, he's good at talking about video games. Honestly, he like promotes French
as well. He should.
French arts of all kinds and French video games.
Good for him. He should.
He announced the Counter-Strike major taking place in Paris himself. He was the one who announced it from their office.
Nice,
because they were like,
good for him.
He was like,
all right, cool. I like that. I didn't know that about him. That's cool.
Yeah, anyway, so and there's an expedition, but that it doesn't like that is a part of this world, but you can absolutely pivot that to any other world and make that core idea work, both of the gommage and the expedition.
So you sort of start in this idyllic town.
Idyllic or not idyllic, just this place.
You start in a town.
That is isolated of some kind, and that there is like a sea, and across it there is this place from which requests come to send a tribute payment. Like the gommage feels like it's a payment. It's a tribute. Like we have to give 34-year-olds away. They're all gone. That is our tribute. You can say, well, instead we send 33 of our most able-bodied fighters to go across the sea because the king across the sea who conquered us has requested it. It could be there is a mysterious emissary who comes and has all this magic and says, you must give me your greatest
soldiers,
or give me your brightest mind will come with me, and presumably to be apprentice. You don't know. It could be whatever request is coming across that space. But let's take it is a conquering empire, a colonizer of some kind who has the power dynamic is very skewed, and they come every year, and a legion of them comes across on a ship and says, give us your 30 best soldiers. Now get on by the end of the day, you're going to get on the ship and we're going to go. And they do that every year. They come and they request something, and people don't know what for. People don't know what's going on over there. It's a mystery, and they never see these people again.
The power the agents of the governing power never explain what it's for.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to ask. They will not answer. They stonewall you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And perfect opportunity to flavor them, to make them feel like this, to flavor this encounter to be as mysterious and alien as possible. They are maybe just literally stone. Maybe their faces are not seen. I don't know.
Maybe they're glowing balls of light.
They're wisps. Maybe they don't send agents. They just send a note on an empty ship operated by a ghost.
Sure.
And the ghost goes back across. I don't know.
I like that. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Or they're zombies with their
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anyway,
Lots of ways to flavor that.
they go across.
Ghost ship wins.
They're gone. Now, the group, much like in the game, you have an expedition of people who gets together and says, we need to go take down whatever this is, or we need to go get our people back. And they go across that sea to learn that it's not what they think it is. It's not some evil empire just taking them for the sake of it. It is maybe it's a very righteous kingdom fighting against an alien-like invasion, and they're protecting this idyllic world and trying to
save you from the pain of war, of seeing what it is.
And they have many of these places that they're preserving, but they need resources. Yeah. It could be that they are a fully evil empire who are just demanding tribute from a private little island that they can pull resources from that no one knows about. It can be whatever version of reality is, but it is a huge reality shock to them that it is not what they expected it to be. And it could be that, those able-bodied men were actually being brought into the king's guard, and they are his bodyguards personally. It could be that, X character's brother is a war hero over here and actually was able to thrive and has had a great time and doesn't want to go back, loves it over here. It's a great place.
Found their opportunity.
People found opportunity. And you have an opportunity to tell whatever story you want while having that like fish out of water thing without it feeling overly contrived. Because say it's like a D&D campaign. I think this works well for a D&D campaign where you are the expedition and you are going across. You hit that shore, and then you as a GM have a great opportunity to say, this world is not what you think it is. And they get to discover the entire world from scratch and learn that the character that they're here to save either doesn't want them to be saved, does need to be saved, is living a better life, invites them to actually live here permanently, is dead, whatever. And each character
gets really upset that they're there because you're not supposed to be here. I can't
protect you.
I can't protect you. I can't do my job if you're around. You make me insecure. I need you to leave.
Or like this is, whatever you want to do. And you can have each one of the characters meet, the quests of this party is finding every one of their loved ones who's over here and having that showdown of getting to them, and each the lieutenants of a big RPG campaign, and then the final boss is something yet to be determined, maybe killing the king. I don't know. It's the heist. It's getting them fully away. However you want to frame it, but you can totally do this expedition flavor where in any other way, where you just have this mysterious place across the sea, you don't know what's going on over there, but people have been taken there.
Right. For whatever form an expedition, Suicide Squad style, to go get them.
Yes, and
that's it. Zoo,
done.
That's great. That is the hook. Everything else is flavor.
Yeah.
Up to that is the hook that we take away from the garbage, and that you should implement as a fantastic setup and opening.
Yes,
because again, there are so many points of reality abyss in this game where you get across the sea and you have this Normandy-like invasion. There's one reality break, and then there's more than you cover as you uncover different parts of the world, and then you have the painting reality break, and you're like, holy shit! The abyss just keeps falling. The rug is constantly being pulled out from under you.
Yeah,
it is amazing.
Yeah, and that's it.
I love that. Yeah,
it is evil or as good as you want it to be on the other side of that sea, but the same premise applies.
As a player, it's such a fantastic feeling. Again, and I've used this phrase before, like to be teetering on the edge of imagination, where I have no idea what's about to come here, and so my brain is just going all sorts of places.
Well, and it's the excitement of what could it be?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We're on that ship. We're going across. Oh, I can't wait to find out. Yeah. And next session we'll figure it out, and you call it, like cliffhanger. Stop it right there. It works really well.
They do that really well in this game. One of them, and we're getting into my idea now, is also when they do the reveal that this. So there are two elements that I really want to pull from this. One is bigger, and one is sort of smaller.
Okay.
The bigger one is very simply like you said. This cutoff point is. There's a big one, and going into Act 3, there's a cutoff point when you realize that one of the characters is actually sort of the painting reincarnation of the sister of this real world family from beyond the canvas. That's what it's called, the canvas. And you go into her world, and the family is talking about how they are members of the Painters Guild, but then there's also the Writers Guild. And your mind is suddenly going, what the fuck, Writers Guild? You have magical Painters Guilds? What do the magical Writers Guilds do? Why are you at war with each other? What is going on? The idea, you love talking about factions. I want to specifically create factions of magical artisans guilds. I think
Fuck yeah.
those are, it's so much it's popcorn, but it's so, like, I want a cook's guild. Like, I want a chef's guild where they make magical food to power soldiers, and also they have pots and pans knights that have like pot lids or cutting boards as shields and a chef's knife as a sword. Like, I want to do that. Yeah. And they have like a cloche on their head. That's the chef's hat, and they have a cloche hat, right?
Yeah.
I want to figure out what the writers guilds are writing. Maybe they governing like the grand narrative of reality and just like crossing things out or editing it as they like with a magical quill. They could be doing that. Maybe you have a potter's guild or a sculptor's guild where they are throwing terracotta soldiers for a war. I mean, like, it's so cool. I just want all magical artisan guilds, all of them, all the time.
Breathe. But I assume the second game, which it seems like they've teed up effectively, they could have a sequel, and I feel like if they do, they would want to play with the Writers Guild, Painters Guild thing.
But they've left it ambiguous. Part of me personally actually almost hopes they don't.
I don't want them to. I'd like them to do something else.
I just want them to be done, and it's perfect, and I want it to be done.
Yeah,
anyway, that's a different conversation.
I agree, but I think maybe it's the thing that they explore in a book. I don't know. But I would be curious if they know what the Writers Guild does, because I think the idea that they have like the grand narrative of history or whatever, and they're crossing it out and all that is really interesting. That they can change the course of history. You know, history is written by the victors. No, sure. History is written by the writers. And the Writers Guild is all powerful in this way. Sure. Maybe you have the Actors Guild, who they get to try a scene again, and they can do like a brief time travel, time loop thing.
Kind of like a Groundhog Day thing?
Yeah, where they can say, let me try that one more time, and so they get to redo moments, small moments. They can't redo everything, but they can just go, oh, we're going to try that again. Oh, the writer did this thing, I'm going to improvise and do it again.
Yeah,
and
that's really fun.
Like, yeah, I think making any creative into a magical creative, it's fucking genius. It's
like a singers guild that sort of works like, I forget what they're called in Mistborn, but just their very presence, by singing or talking, they can control the emotions of people in a room.
Yeah, they have an aura around them, so they can walk in. You know, you have a bard in a D&D game who's a member of the Singers Guild, and they walk into the room and they start. You know, they walk in the tavern and they start singing, or maybe they don't even sing. Maybe their simple presence makes every single person in the room susceptible to all persuasion checks.
Something like that. Very easy to do.
Just by being around. They're just so cheery. They're just so lovely. Maybe they can sing from, they've got a siren song type situation. Yeah. They can sing from on top of a mountain and change everybody's opinion down below.
I'm imagining it's almost a little bit like Saruman in Lord of the Rings, because his power was speech.
Yeah.
That was the entire source of power was it was almost like he was just the most compelling person in Middle Earth. It was magical because he was an angel, but I think that's really cool.
Angel.
The Maiar are angels. Knock it off.
Just want to clarify that
they're Maiar are angels. The Maiar are angels. I'm going to keep saying it.
We actually kind of talked about this a long time ago in a much earlier episode about it was like town criers that were able to actually they had like mood ring hats or something, and they were able to change the mood of the people through magic by doing town crying, and they could read people's moods and then like report back to politicians. Similar kind of thing that like that's a guild, like the Performers Guild doing that kind of thing. Yeah. I think it's fucking brilliant, and I think people should be using guilds more in writing. Generally speaking, guilds are super important in the real world too.
SAG-AFTRA did a lot.
Yeah, as a dues-paying member of a union, I'm a big fan of organized labor.
Absolutely,
but also I think they create interesting fodder for discussions. Like you can also make it as a key story point in a game or in a book. Like you are a bard trying to create a bard's guild, and you are going from tavern to tavern across the world trying to convince people to join your guild. Hey, you have the ability to use magic in your music. So do I. Why don't we organize so that we can all kind of collaborate in some way, shape, or form? And that's an interesting plot hook.
It's a great way to make the world small. It's like joining a fraternity or sorority at a big college, right? Or a big university. It's a way of making a world smaller and giving you an entry point and structure to it.
Yeah. And
or being able to go, if you're one of these bards guilds, you go and you show up, and like a fraternity, you know the secret handshake to get into the bards college, and you can go there for shelter.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
Yeah. But also go back to the writers guild you talked about with that grand narrative idea, which is that is super fucking powerful. And maybe they're the main quest giver. They're the main villain. They're the main antagonist. They're the main whoever. That is a point. That's a center point. You can put an entire story and so many threads off of that. Mm-hmm. Because that writer could say, I need you to do this thing. And you believe everything they say has the gravest consequences because they're writing history. So you're going to do everything you can to do it right.
Yeah,
because
very cool.
If you fuck it up, history will know because that guy writes the history.
Yeah. No, it's also just fun. I mean, honestly, it's just a lot of fun, and because it's such a cool way of taking something. You and I have a lot of niche interests that would be really fun to build an entire guild around.
It's a world building guild.
The other thing that I wanted to discuss comes from a much smaller point in the game.
Okay.
It's when after the reveal that Maëlle is Alicia and she comes into her own paintress powers, you then go and meet her father, the real version of Renoir, played by Anti Serkis. Amazing performance. And they get into a disagreement over the fate of the canvas, and he gets mad and starts pulling all the magic of the world, which is called chroma, pulling all of the chroma to him and creating these creatures out of nothing, right? These monsters. He's making these things to fight her and basically say, no, I'm going to destroy this canvas and you're going to come with me back to the real world. And she reaches her hand out and tries to do some of her own magic, and it just feels weak in response. Like she can't generate enough power.
Yeah.
And it made me think I don't know if this is actually true, but it looked like in the cinematic that she couldn't access the power because he was using all of it. Mm-hmm. It's and it made me think
like a zero-sum game.
Exactly. It made me think of the implications of what if magic was an ambient force that is a finite resource, mm-hmm. and the use of it is actually a zero-sum game. Mm-hmm. So if there is an incredibly powerful magic user in the room, then your ability to use magic might be limited because they have a stronger pull or control over the ambient magic in the world than you do. And so they can command more of it. It comes from an idea also in the Revenge of the Sith novel, which everyone should read because it's incredible. But there's a line in there that I loved when Anakin's fighting Dooku, and you're hearing it from Dooku's perspective, and he's trying to use the Force, but he says the Force seemed to be busy elsewhere because Anakin is pulling all of the Force, is using all of it because he's the chosen one. Mm-hmm. And I was just like that push and pull, that magic as a finite resource and the use of it as a zero-sum game was really cool.
And in that case, it's like the Force is more interested in Anakin.
It's or he's just forcefully pulling it away from you, even if it's interested or not.
Okay, yes. So there's that version, but then
there's both.
Yeah. But then there's also there's the I'm more powerful, and I actively remove it from your space. It's I'm taking it away, and then there's the ambient sentience of this magical essence that could say, I would prefer to where it's drawn to the more powerful person by default. It's not an active choice. It could be that Anakin is like, no, I'm good. Like, you can have your force. I want a fair fight. And the force is like, no, we want to.
We want to be with you.
We want to be with you because you're more
Sky
powerful.
Daddy.
Like, if you have a if you if you have a wizard who is just so powerful, and they walk through the room and no one else can cast magic because all the magic wants to be with this more powerful magic source that might let them do more. So they're like, oh, this guy's trying to just do like a regular little illusion. I don't want to do that. This guy controls the world. I want to, and it leaves him like not through that wizard trying to take it away. It's just like it's like a charisma thing. You have like all this charisma towards the actual magic.
Yeah,
like
both are equally viable.
Like you can have a world where, say, you have a magic school, and you have professors who are too good of too powerful as magic users that they cannot be in the same room as their students when their students are actively trying.
They're magnets.
Yeah, when their students are actively trying to use magic, they have to leave because the magic will be only going to them, and their students can't use it.
Yeah.
So they have to literally like leave the room. And then you have you have the headmaster who, if they walk through, nobody in the whole school can use any magic, and
or they only appear via illusion because they have to be on another continent,
which is such a good way to establish a sense of intimidation, and wonder. Like, this person is so powerful.
Agreed.
And having the descriptive moment that, like you're talking about, like what you read, like having that moment as a storyteller where you get to describe the moment that the magic leaves everybody else and goes to this one guy.
It's a fantastic moment as a player also, because you can be in any setting and try to cast a spell, try and cast prestidigitation or fireball, and the DM just says no.
You're not allowed to.
Nothing. Well, no, just nothing happens.
Yeah. Just fizzle.
Just smoke and brimstone, and that's all you get out of it.
Yeah. Or, you didn't even use the spell slot. You could tell as you were trying to do it, you just literally weren't.
Like, whatever you normally pull on to cast
just wasn't
is
even
just gone. The well is dry.
You were just doing hand motions.
Yeah.
And nothing happened. You felt like you were just doing a little dance.
And I think that would be a great moment too. So those are the two I got: the magical artisans guilds and the magic as a finite resource. I think both of those are really, really fun.
Yeah.
And have great consequences.
True.
That would be the other thing. The magic as a finite resource, the implications for that from a geopolitical perspective are really fun. If you have a nation of incredibly powerful mages, and they're all sort of trying to push and pull at the use of magic from each other.
Yeah.
How do you negotiate that?
Good point.
I would enjoy that. That would be a fun, very different style of campaign to run.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can probably move on to what's stuck for us here then.
Yeah.
What's stuck for you? Got? We both said at the same time.
We did.
I think what's stuck for me is the Magical Artisans Guilds, and like the idea of the Writers Guild. I love the idea, of the Actors Guild. I really love. I love the interplay between all of them, and like how, and there's clearly like ones that are slightly more powerful than others, and is there some that are smaller and thus more exclusive, and like what you could pull off in a world that's based on like these magical artisanal guilds is really interesting. Artisanal guilds. I don't know why I said that. Artisan guilds.
Artisan guild.
These
artisanal
guilds. They're just like they're bespoke.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I think that stuck for me. That's really fun.
Yeah, I like that, and I think it would be. There's something about it that also feels very sci-fi in a weird way, or cyberpunk. Like, you've got people that are really good at building androids, and then you've got people that are that are really good because it can feel almost like different companies making different products. So I think you could spin that if you wanted to into a different flavor.
That's true. You could
reflavor that pretty easily.
You can reflavor most things, but I think it works better not. But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely better as a magical thing. But I think
I think specifically like the Writers Guild and like controlling the time.
That I was thinking more about like the AI, sort of like Westworld season 4, like the massive AI predicting everyone's future. And
You think people watched Westworld season 4?
I watched Westworld season 4.
I didn't, and it's not available anymore.
Oh, well,
HBO took it down. They removed it. You can't watch any Westworld, which is insane unless you buy the box set.
well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's an AI that takes over the world.
Yeah. Anyway, is that what's... God, now I feel so depressed. Way to put us out. I guess on a more optimistic note, it's worth noting as well about this game, which is, as we've established, a fantastic game, is that the writer was hired off of a Reddit post.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So you listener, you amateur world builder out there,
keep doing it.
You might be able to just post some shit on Reddit, and some random person out there might go, this person can write, and I want them to write my game world.
It could happen.
So,
and for me, with that in mind, I think the idea of the guilds are really fun, and I want to make every single artisan guild that I can think of. The magic as a finite resource is super cool. That story hook, though, of you've got the self-righteous heroes that are charging through the fog, charging through the mists to go reclaim their lost siblings, loves, friends, whatever, only to discover that they are happier and thriving in this difficult war, fighting, trying to resist this invasion, is such an upheaval that I think it would be hard to beat as a story hook. I love that idea. And I think that's really fun, and we'll be trying to find a way to incorporate that into something in the near future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's stuck for us.
Let us know what's stuck for you.
Emails in the show notes.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
Yeah, and
wait, hold on. So then, so that's what stuck for us. Let us know what stuck for you.
emails in the show notes. Au revoir, mon ami.
Thanks for listening. Why don't we do it again so you could end on au revoir?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, but we had to do thanks for listening still.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
All right. How about I just do it up until au revoir? I'll do everything and then do thanks for listening, and then you can just do au revoir.
Yeah, so
we don't have to do
I see what you're
just to make it cleaner, so,
Yeah,
so you don't have to like process too much. All right. Well, that's what stuck for us. Let us know what stuck for you. Emails in the show notes. Thanks for listening.
Au revoir, mon ami.